Hey Taurus, hey, how you doing? This is Queen Lisa. I'm the reader for this channel and I hope you guys are doing well. So I'm seeing here that some things have been moving forward so slow and so steadily. There's been a burden of weight here that seems to be unrequired. It seems to be a burden for you to kind of like continue with your feelings in some way. So I'm seeing here that you feel like you're not going to speak anymore about certain things. You want to kind of keep some things held to your chest and to kind of move forward with your feelings and be open to certain victories, even though you feel like there's some failures when it comes to your feelings of having some type of victory. There seems to be some regrets when it comes to making certain offers here. It seems like you want to make offers that sort out some, tragedy or some type of regrets here. But there's some feelings here of feeling sorry for yourself in some way, possibly feeling sorry for someone or wanting someone to feel sorry for themselves and to kind of close it out in some way, which kind of seems a little bit, off or strange in some way to some, you know, way, shape, or form, maybe even to some people around you. I'm seeing that there's some people open to hearing from you, or possibly, knowing that there is, not so much good news to hear when they do hear from you. It's kind of like this, conquering or this victory, kind of like, one upping, making an offer of sadness or, sorting that out every day. And it's like, kind of like this draining type of energy that people are open to when it comes to you right now. You could possibly feel kind of reserved or maybe not want to talk about your feelings or not want to talk about situations that you've been going through recently. Possibly just not wanting to see or hear from certain people or some things that could be open to you more, but still feel like you've achieved enough because you know that there's been some type of regrets with carrying on in the situation. Even though you still want to make an offer to understand another day, you could possibly feel sorry about carrying on with the same thing that you've been doing, whether this is a relationship or this is some type of commitment here, work, job, or people in the open, or some things that you deal with, in regards to your feelings and people and places and information as well. So I'm seeing that. So there's been like, some awareness when it comes to wanting to stick it out when it comes to some type of reunion, or, like having a household here, seeing people come together. I feel like this is a perspective of, like maybe a child or some children here that want to move forward and see, a family member staying together in a household, like maybe a couple here, maybe a mum and dad situation. I'm seeing here there is a perspective of this moving forward in one way, and looking at that, you know, um, looking at the father being there in the relationship, possibly with the mother, or wanting to move forward and seeing that there's some loyalty there if it's not to do with a particular parent. I'm also seeing here that there is like wanting to see that there is loyalty there, maybe even with your own parents, okay? Or a perspective of, having this value when it comes to, being together and co parenting maybe a child together, or committing to something serious or important. And seeing this as, what it could be, so to speak, like shining a light on a perspective and being very aware of what something could be. I feel like someone knows what something could be if they was to move forward and sort something out properly. They have a perspective of this. I feel like as for the man, he seems to be hiding a little bit. So I'm picking up that it could be a woman that feels this way. If not, it could be a man. But I'm seeing here that someone feels like in another way they have turned their backs and they have hid from the situation, and someone wants to hold on to knowing that they have hid from a situation because they know they've been codependent to holding on to codependency with some information nurtured by a female person here, or someone that is nurturing the message to shut it down. So maybe someone is leaving another person out in the cold here in regards to their duties to do with another parent. I'm seeing here that someone has a message to shut down someone here that seems to be very obsessive and seems to not know which way to go to hold on to being obsessive. They have the clarity that they need and they know what they need to do and keep themselves to themselves and hide. This person may spy from time to time to see, what's going on and has a perspective of some work that they need to do. But other than that, this person seems to be hiding and seems to want to keep things that way with the clarity that they know and the information that they feel like they are protected by or have around them in one way or the other. I'm seeing here that someone knows as well that they're obsessive when it comes to cutting out something or leaving something behind, or have some clarity about why something could be hidden here or why someone is so obsessed with some information here when they don't know which way something is going, or because they want to hold on to it going in a certain direction, but at the same time it seems to be holding on to both people going in the same direction. But it's like one person is knowing this, the other person is possibly knowing this, but is hiding and is looking back at another situation that possibly has ended or is still there, but is kind of stagnant in some type of way, shape, or form. So there could be some type of, third party interference in some way. I'm seeing here there is a message here that someone wants to nurture to you, which is an obsessive letter or information here, but seems to know that it is hidden here and wants to see that it is reunited or worked in some type of way. And it seems like the information is hidden or is not valid in some type of way either. It could be false information is what I'm picking up too. Someone is obsessed with being greedy here and wants to cut that out. Some of you guys could be taking a break from eating all the naughty treats and wanting to cut out some certain foods as well, possibly going on a diet, jogging more, exercising more, doing those kind of things, walking more, gaining clarity about those things or feeling the need to want to do more exercise. I'm seeing here that someone is seeing someone in a reunion here, even though they're keeping this information secret as well. Someone is wanting the person to move forward in one way with a perspective of happiness and this person working on it, but I'm seeing that they want to do it in a way that's private or secret or hiding the relationship in some way. Maybe they have one foot in the door and one foot out the door is what I'm seeing here, to hold on to another direction that seems to be quite discreet and hidden. Maybe it's there for codependent purposes or doesn't know which way it's going but seems to be holding on to being obsessively held on to some information, nurturing a message. Maybe there could be a child there for codependency in some way. I'm hearing someone say, I don't want to say anymore. I'm burdened by all this information and letters and emails and stuff that I have sent to you. So maybe someone's feeling tired now that they've sent out enough information and they just kind of want to close the situation out, leave it in the cold because they seem to be burdened. They are sorry that they've been lying or being deceptive in some type of way. Someone seems to be burdened with stress as well, but seems to be carrying it in another way to be manipulative or deceptive with feelings here, when it comes to trying to open up something that seems to be lacking a lot of, vitality. I'm seeing here that there is a burden of, possibly sex here or some feelings of a victory here to make an offer of that kind of energy and wants to make that offer and is talking about this behind someone's back here as they walk off and is working on that, or is wanting to not say anything about the open situation that they seem to be in but wants to work on it even though this person has walked away and is not saying anything, possibly knows about the information that's being directed to them but doesn't want to say anything about it or doesn't want to say anything more about the situation here. This person has possibly spoken enough about this situation with this Queen of Swords energy here. So I'm seeing here that, someone is being deceptive still, but they know they've got to be direct with themselves about the burden of stress that they're putting on themselves here with the feelings of being conquered directed to them as somebody walks away and doesn't say a word to them. And even though the situation is open to work on it, there is a lot of regrets coming from someone here when it comes to being open to working on it and wants to walk away from the situation. So it seems to me like someone seems to be walking away and is having some type of regrets, being open about some information that they don't want to speak about, or they want to keep it close to their chest, or they know about it but they're not saying anything more about it. Either way, someone's kind of like directing someone to leave as well, and someone seems to be working on the shame of being open or being left out in the cold, or kind of just like being open to their own, misfortune, or the things that they've been doing wrong to the other person seems to be coming back as karma to kind of like deal with them in some type of way. So I'm going to leave it there anyway, Tauruses, and I'll speak to you again in your next reading. Ciao for now. Bye.